Hello, 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 everybody out there in the beautiful realm of the internet land. Welcome back to another episode of the No Skill Podcast. It is us. We're back once again. I am your host this evening. My name is DJ. Howdly doodly. Across the table from me, Mikey.
Hello, hello.
And next to him, Brandon.
What's up?
You guys have probably noticed by now we're in a wee bit of a different setup. We wanted to try something different since, we run a podcast. We wanted to see what it looked like if we were in a more professional environment. Please let us know down in the comments below if you guys, like the new digs or if we should go back to campfires because as much as I'm a fan of the campfire, all of us are, thought I'd try something different. So let us know down below what you think.
We gotta keep it
Anyway,
fresh.
now back to the matter at hand. On today's episode, we're talking about old people things. And by old people things, we're gonna have a little bit of another retro roller coaster. It's been a few months since we had a conversation about this because, well, as an old geezer myself, and Mikey slowly getting to old geezer status, he recently had a birthday. And at one point, during that birthday, we started reminiscing about stuff that we grew up on. And also on that same day, this little video that I saw on the internet that just really dated me and made me feel old. This VTuber that I watch didn't know what a PlayStation 1 was, and it hurt me greatly. Hi.
Ooh.
Yep. It's well, not triggered, but sparked me thinking about a lot of the things that I grew up on outside of just video games. As much as yes, we will talk about video games, but maybe some of the toys, some of the vehicles that like family vehicles that we grew up in, anything that could just really hit you in the whole. Damn, I'm getting gray hair soon. It's inevitable. Now, Brandon,
So
you're not exactly old, but I'm pretty sure you're seasoned enough to know at least a fraction of what the fuck we're talking about on this evening. Okay, if not, we will
He's
absolutely
cultured.
yes.
I have been around a
Or
lot
as
of
they
older folks, a lot of old heads, so I got some experience.
Trust me, that's why I find it funny with some of these young kids. They're just like, even though I'm only in my early 20s, I'm an old soul. Hey, that's just a fancy way of saying, dude, I really want to die inside. But also, old soul is just a fancy way of saying, okay, you held a Game Boy maybe once. Once.
Mm.
So let's get this road on the show, shall we? All right. So, growing up, Mikey,
Huh?
what are we playing with? What are we playing with? Well, like you reach into the toy chest. Andy's not there. Like Andy's not there. You're not. Adrian's not there. You're not to share toys. I was gonna make a Toy Story reference, and then I decided against it, but I still said Andy instead of Adrian.
I
So
started
Adrian's
really
not there.
simple, and I progressively got more and more bougie over the years. But it did come from old Tinker Toys. Anybody ever heard of those? Editor, can
Oh
we get a
yes.
picture of those at this point so I don't look like a crazy person? They exist.
I mean,
Please.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm gonna be honest.
Damn it!
I will be dropping images in the chat as we go. Oh shit! Did I leave my notes right here? Okay. Hi. Don't mind me over here.
I can do it. I don't have the headset on.
But I remember Tinker Toys. I was there. I was there in the trenches.
Yeah, for those of you
But
who've never messed with them before, sorry, Deej.
they're good. Keep going.
Yeah, for those of you who've never messed with them before, the long and short of it was they were building toys, trying to get your creative juices and facial awareness, basic reasoning going. They were brightly colored, and they came in tubes, gears, cogs, and various other shapes that would interlock with each other, and you could make crazy stuff. Cars. I remember making big buildings out of them. I remember falling on said buildings and eating shit hard at the ripe old age of like 5 years old and laying on the ground in a spiky, sharp mess, wondering how I got there in life. Yeah, no, I started with stuff like that, and then over the years, ridiculous in scale to Legos and connects.
I was actually about to say, I was actually about to make a comparison of like if you were the kid that grew up on like Tinker Toys, Legos, or even just building weird structures with Jenga blocks. That was I firmly believe, and I stand by this. That is what that was what started engineering. Like those kids that made immaculate works of art with Legos. And this is before they had the Lego sets of like, okay, this is the end game goal if you're trying to build something. Tinker Toys and Legos were just, here's some shit, do something with it. And the artwork that followed was crazy.
Deej, I gotta ask, did you ever see the Lego sets that were like, they weren't in a legit package, they were in a tub that said Lego like big set or Lego full set? It was like 500 random extra pieces. I love those sets. Those things are awesome.
Dude,
and they last.
Weird me, like,
what's up? Where's
I
Brandon?
was gonna say, I remember those tubs as well as like those they're like clear plastic bags. There was just a bunch of pieces of those Legos. There'd be like a set of like 500 pieces, and like, have fun, kid. Don't lose them. Also, that plastic bag, the zipper's gonna break on you in like a week. Have fun.
Mm-hmm. Somewhere when I first got my first set of Legos, my mom did like, she put them in Ziploc bags and then she labeled them like the whole the dimensions of like, these are the 2x3s, these are the insert dimensions here. And so when I was playing, I won't say when I was playing with Legos, my brother, even though he's significantly younger than me, he was the builder, the Lego builder. I was the kid that just wanted to make the biggest tower as humanly fucking possible. And then, as you stated earlier, then I cosplay Godzilla and I destroy it.
That was the best part.
And especially with Legos, dude. Those of you that are older heads, when you're not wearing the socks and you didn't see that one Lego right there, and you step on it,
even with
in the middle of the
socks.
foot, right there at the apex of your arch. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You're relishing in that pain right now. You're rubbing your foot right now, aren't you? Yeah, I know, I see you. But I think so. We have Legos, and I have a feeling you aren't gonna know what the hell this is.
Yeah.
But I think you might.
Try me.
I believe they were called Pogs, not Pogs like Poggers. These little thing called Pogs, where they were like these little button things that you could collect that had like a bunch of random things on them, and then there was these little frog things where you would like flick the back of it with your fingertip, and then it would do a flip, and then hopefully it would land back on its legs.
So, as for Pogs, I have a poison set in the original tube they came in the store. That was hand-me-down from my cousin Joe. So if he sees this, I want to get you on here, jackass. Anyways, no, I have his original set he gave to me when I was young, and then I have a incomplete set that has some of the promo stuff with TMNT and some of the other rare ones.
Dope.
I'm pretty old. Yeah.
Like Pogs were just a thing to collect. They didn't do anything.
It was a game.
It
was a roll set.
What? There was?
Yeah, that's why certain ones are called slammers. You have to stack them, and you gamble with them. Most people would. That was like not recommended for children of all ages. But yeah, you would basically put yours on the line, create stacks, and try to cap it for points. I'll look up the rules officially. Tell me I don't know what Pogs are. You don't even know how to play the game.
Dude, because I've gone through thousands of years of life not knowing like the purpose of Pogs. I just thought they were shit that you can collect before Pokemon cards.
Yeah, playing Pogs involves taking turns trying to flip as many stack Pogs as possible using the slammer. it just right, the pog should flip all over, allowing you to keep all the pogs you that round. Whoever has the most
Oh,
pogs
yes.
or bottle caps at the
Now I remember.
Yeah.
now you remember now that I said it out loud.
Yes. Yeah, as you were saying it, I was actually visualizing it. I'm like, yep, okay, yep. And there's the
So-
picture of Tinker Toys, and there they are staring me in the eye.
I didn't get. Okay, I get there's a lot of manufacturing process knockoff like that. I never got who actually used plastics because they had no weight to flip anything. It was metal or bust. That cheap,
Mhm.
flimsy shit out of here. And if you were that guy who brought the 3-inch stainless steel washer that was clearly a pog with say paint or a sticker on it, go fuck yourself. That's cheating, and you know it. And your dad worked at construction, told that. You know who you are.
Cheating, you know it. Your dad worked construction. You had unfair advantage. You had the high ground.
Oh, that shit was rigged. That was like bringing a Mexican Beyblade to an. And those things were dangerous, man. They were sketchy. Anyone ever seen the Beyblades from Mexico?
No, I haven't.
Oh yeah, dude. Just Beyblades in general back in the day were fucking gnarly. They were hunks of metal that when they would collide with each other, they would create like sparks. Like they were dangerous. They were just like, yeah, they're meant for 7-year-olds. Let's go ball, and let it rip and all that.
Let it rip.
The
Yeah.
bootleg ones from Mexico were completely made of stamped aluminum. So it was a solid metal chunk that would just catch air and go flying. They were dangerous. They got banned from our school like 3 times because they would like ricochet and hit kids in the face. And the teachers got tired of seeing students with bloody noses days a week.
Like, we got to take this away from the kids. We're tired of seeing them bleeding.
Oh, dude, it was bad. And like when you're 10, getting cut in the face is kind of a big deal. You tend to freak out.
I don't know, like, because we're cut from a different cloth. Like I'm from the school of you fell down, you rubbed some dirt on it, and you got the hell up. No need to cry, and like you hop back, you go words. Wow, stuttering. I'm professional. You go back to doing your thing. Because I suffered many like injuries from lacerations, bruisings, and I was just like, all right, hey mom. And she knew what to do. She was like, get the Neosporin, get the Band-Aid, smack the hand, don't do that again.
A lot of people were. It was definitely a different type of people back then. But every generation's gonna have their delicate types.
No, more
Not
than
pointing
ever.
at anybody who grew up with me who I currently call. You know what? Let's not dodge that because then I gotta talk to him. Awkward.
Because you knew who the tough kids were, like the kid that suffered a shinner from a razor scooter and he just, he firmed it and kept riding, or the one kid who completely collapsed like he just got shot 40 times.
Oh my god, those razor scooters, man. Jeez, those things hurt.
Unforgiving. But I remember going to class when I was in 4th grade, and this is like the first time. Well, I was in 4th grade. My mom, just because the school was quite literally down the street from my house, she was okay with me walking to school on my own. And one Christmas I got a Razor scooter. I finally feel so cool. I feel like the other kids because they ride Razor scooters. You just see like a stockpile of Razor scooters sitting in the back of the classroom. And then as soon as it's come time for recess, well, grab our scooters. We're going to the playground, and all these kids are doing these sick trips. And by sick tricks, I'm talking wheelies and bunny hops. That's it. Some of the shit that you see these kids do now, I'm like, no, I'm too tall for that. I will concuss and die.
It kind of depends. The area I grew up in, we had some super technical skaters at a young age. And actually,
Really?
yeah, my buddy actually went off to get sponsored. Like right about the time I was getting my first job, he was a pro amateur and he was making a paycheck and he did pretty well. And they had pretty good group they ran with. A lot of the kids we grew up with. I'm not going to say the whole town was like that, but it was definitely a kick to the nuts when you go try to grind your first rail, and these dudes are doing huge vert tricks. It's like, all right, I'll go fuck myself. I'll sit over in the corner.
Yeah, especially like razor scooters, kids that were able to like bunny hop on bikes, and then I had a couple of friends that were skateboarders. Just the guys that were in that whole extreme sports thing. I say that like I still don't pay attention to skateboarding still to this day. I pay attention to everything that has to do with skateboarding. But before we continue down with some of those toys, because we can go on an entire tangent about razor scooters, bikes, skateboards, all that fun shit. What was it? The riff stick, the little skateboard thing where you had to swivel your legs to get it to move forward.
I remember those things.
I went to D&D on Monday, and I hop out and I see Bunny Girl Senpai and one other players in their Miata. And I scare the shit out of them because they come and slam on the car and they think a homeless breaking it. And he gets out of the car and he's like, "Oh, hey, you're the person I wanted to talk to. You want a ripstick?" And he pulls it out of the trunk and hands it to me. It's 2022. I don't know where he got it. I don't know why it's in perfect shape. I don't know why he's getting rid of it. He asked me, like, this seems like something you'd be into. I'm like, what the fuck? Is this because I'm old? Wait, I went through a range of emotions in that parking lot.
I think it's one of those, like, he probably knew you'd be able to appreciate the history behind it more.
Oh, you should have seen Siege's reaction. He was, like, yelling. Shocked. It was nice.
Like, Brandon, do you know what we're talking about when we say ripstick?
Yeah, of course I do. I used to see kids riding those things all the time. No, I never got to.
Essentially, it's okay. If you're pigeon-toed, you're fucked. You're not gonna be able to ride this damn thing.
Not a chance.
I think the last thing that I ridden that was scooter like this was like I was in middle school, and it was those scooters that you don't push with your foot on the ground. It's the ones you have to put a foot behind you, and there's like this pump in the back that kind of just propels you forward as you.
Oh yeah.
Push on
it. Okay.
That's like the last thing I ever did.
I hate those things.
Oh, I hated it too. I got in a terrible accident with that fucking thing, man. I fucked up my
Everyone did. That's why they stopped making them.
Yeah.
Are you okay, buddy?
Oh yeah.
I know those look bad.
It was like I just basically flew forward and the bottom of my arm just like scraped on the asphalt. It sucked. It was really bad.
That's what we call road rash. Yeah. I know it's not pleasant. It's terrible.
Before we continue down some of the outdoor toys that we had, because again, I'm sure between the three of us we have many stories, especially when I first rode my first gas powered scooter. That was a thing. I'll talk to y'all about that here in a moment. But just going back to actual indoor toys. Now for those of you that have siblings and you might be in the older nature, anybody else remember sock and boppers?
Yeah.
No, I've never heard any of my cousins' product of that nature ever.
Okay, so for those of you that don't know, legitimately, not sarcastically, I'm
covering my ass. He still ain't right.
It's like, for legal purposes, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But sock and boppers were inflatable punching gloves that essentially, as soon as they were inflated, you and whoever, whether it be a friend, brother, sister, whoever the hell, you can now have a sanctioned bout in your living room, and you could knock the shit out of somebody with these things. Like, the fact that it was filled with air didn't do anything. That just meant it was light to throw. So you have me and my size and my brother who's 5 years younger than me, and we're just throwing like haymakers at each other. because we watched a couple of Mike Tyson videos and we watched way too much WWE. We were just like, okay, all right, atomic elbow. Wait, the elbow's not inflated. Oh shit! I'm actually just about to drop my elbow. My brother's Sturman. Oh
Better
yeah,
keep that
my
guard
brother
up.
and I roughed each. Yeah, my brother and I we fucked each other up on some goddamn sock and boppers. At one point, because those things had that little edge before the logo on the front. If you threw it at the correct angle, I gave my brother a nice little gash above his right eyebrow, and he's not crying. We're panicking because we heard the garage door open, and I'm about to be in hella trouble.
Oh,
As the
yeah.
older sibling, I should have known better.
Should have.
Yeah, as the older sibling, I should have known better. And my little brother's just like, okay, I gotta stop bleeding. I gotta stop bleeding. So before my mom walked in the door, she was about to carry in all the groceries because she's just like, my mom's a trooper. She is a one-trip gal. We're not going back to the car.
Hell yeah.
But I managed to wash out my brother's wound, and to cover it up, we could have just, used Band-Aids and just pretended that nothing happened. Nope. I was like, okay, Band-Aids are going to be too obvious. She's going to know that you're injured because she's going to see the bandage. Let's just put Scotch tape over it.
Oh, no.
Like, why not?
You weren't the one that got hit.
Yeah, but I was the one that hit.
Just making sure.
And my brother was cool about it. As soon as my mom saw she was about to start ripping, he was just like, Mom, it's fine. I'm okay. I promise I'm okay. We just got a little carried away with the sock and boppers. She took away the sock and boppers.
Oh, because in the background, DJ's just like, oh, your moves are weak.
Come on, dude. As soon as you see that opening, get in deep.
Yeah,
Punch my
we
water
infight in this
Fuck
family.
yeah.
Actually, you should really be striking out of range with that fucking reach you got.
Oh, yeah. I have the wingspan of a pterodactyl. So, for legal purposes, since you don't want to talk about one of your friends, had you punched up anybody else with the sock and bopper? And they came out.
No. Okay. No, I'll tell the story. My cousin, he's real dumb. And I don't know where it all started. But at one point, he thought he could take me. And I need this. I need to preface this because. Anyways, I need to preface this because you guys have a pretty vague, or a pretty general idea of what I look like. I've been this build my entire life. Yes, he's older than me, but he's 2 inches shorter and 112 pounds less. He's always been that. We've always had that size gap. And one day he's like, "Well, we were young. And he's like, all right, let's put on the sock and boppers. Like, it'll be fun." And I'm like, I don't have no idea at all. And in the background, you just see her sister, "Fuck him up." I'm like, where did that come from? Where are you? So we start trading blows, and I'm just throwing jabs at him. I didn't want to like bang him with that because little guys they full of themselves and they get wild. Dude, he leaned into one and it just shit whipped his head back and it dazed him. And you know when someone thinks they're still good, they put their hands up and they just fall? He full on just hit the ground, elbows first, sock and boppers, kept his face and hit the ground. He didn't go out, but he was dazed. Like, all right, fun's over. We're done. And he tries to walk off when his sister helps him up and he just hits the fucking ground again. I'm like, oh god, this is slow. I got my ass chewed for hours after that one. He's my big cousin, and he started it. They're like, you should know better. He's like 80 pounds. And I'm like, first of all, that's somebody else's kid. They need to worry about raising him. Second of all, I tried to pull my punches. He fell into it. Sock and Bopper's like 6 feet. It's 2 feet around and blue. How did he not see it coming?
There was 4 colors for sock and boppers. There's blue, red, yellow, and purple.
Yep. I've never seen a purple set in real life. I know they exist.
Oh.
I just never saw one.
We had a purple set. Well, we had a purple set and a yellow set. My brother wanted the purple set. I'm sorry, my brother wanted the yellow set. He was disgusted by the purple set because purple is my mom's favorite color, and he was just like, "That can't be anywhere near me." Mom likes that.
Okay.
He was already in that rebel phase of like, I can't like what mom likes at the age of fucking 7.
The purple ones look dope though.
Yeah, I was just like, you don't fucker. All right, choose your
What,
champion.
wasn't
Let's
it
go.
actually like Laker colors because the logo is yellow and
Yeah,
dude, that's a
what
good
it was.
look.
It's
The
a
thing
good
was
look.
purple with yellow lettering, and then it had that red trim, the thing that can slice your shit up.
The old seams. It wasn't me, or did every inflatable thing like bounce houses or like
They
slip
all
and
had
slide
those
have the shitty
seams.
seam back in the day?
Yeah, they did.
Mm-hmm.
Shit was awful. Go at the
All
wrong
right.
angle, you're gonna get cut.
Okay. Now, you sir, you ever catch some bodies on some boppers?
No, I have not. I had never touched them before. I know about them.
Okay,
I've
you
seen
avoided
them.
that
I
trench.
just never got a chance to use them.
Oh, that's got to be the first NoSkill IRL video. All of us just trading blows and sucking bopper.
Yeah. All right, I'm down.
It's gonna
Adam
take two of us to
Savage!
reach Deej.
I'm calling you out. Me, you, Madison Square Garden in the Octagon.
Oh, you haven't seen Edge Runners, have you?
No.
Someone did a fan art of one of the characters from that, and I did it for the Mando, and he shot fucking soda out of his nose. Damn it. Adam Smasher! I'm not doing it.
Smasher.
Arasaka Tower! You and I tonight!
I still gotta watch it, but I have to catch up on Bleach and Chainsaw Man first. I've been putting that off because I
There's
want
only
to
like
have
7 episodes of those.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, I thought it was like something that was long.
No, Edge Runners is 10 episodes total, dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
With no plans for a season 2.
And I'd imagine Chainsaw Man's gonna probably run the usual amount at 12, and who knows how much Bleach is gonna have.
Thing is, Bleach has 300 previous episodes.
Yeah, that can go for a long time. And Chainsaw Man, I'm probably expecting like the 12 episode season usually. Yeah.
Right, I'm still waiting for the Black Clover movie so that they can continue the fucking series, and then I need season 2 of Konosuba and Goblin Slayer. Writers, looking at you. We're talking about anime again. Son of a bitch. All right.
And I watched anime in the 90s. Bleach specifically.
Same. Well, him, Bleach, me, Naruto.
I was Pokemon, Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh.
No, I was also into Naruto, like really hardcore.
Yeah, I like the Yu-Gi-Oh. That was another one I watched. I would dabble in Pokemon, but not that much.
I still remember like when the trading cards first came out, and I forgot what happened. But so again, I'm not wanting to sound like I'm advocating violence, but like when you're in a schoolyard and you see a bunch of people gathered around in a circle, 9 times out of 10, that was your clue that there's a scrap happening. I would see this happen all the time. I was in elementary school, and all of a sudden I just see these kids circle around. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I didn't know how to cuss. I was in like fucking 2nd or 3rd grade.
Brought him into the octagon.
What's happening? I squeezed my way through the crowd of people, and I'm thinking, okay, there's probably a couple kids like fighting, like on the ground, punching each other. Nope. One kid was about to trade a holographic Charizard for a 1st edition Pikachu, and this was apparently the biggest thing at the time that could have ever happened to a bunch of grade school kids. That's how much Pokemon took over our fucking lives. Looking forward to the show, especially halfway through the "Who's that Pokemon? That's Pikachu! It's Clefairy! Fuck!" And you know the vine? Yeah.
Yeah.
But then
man, I miss those days.
Oh, yeah, so do I. It was so simple. Saturday morning, bowl of Frosted Flakes, the WB channel, and you're just sitting there watching Shaolin Showdown and Mucha Lucha.
Yo, fucking
Sheesh.
Chris.
I ain't thought a Shaolin Showdown in a hot minute.
Is that channel's like long gone by now, ain't it?
Kampai. Oh yeah.
Oh, it
Yeah,
went
yeah.
through. It
Well,
went
WB
through
is still
4
there.
revives.
Yeah, I was about to say. I know they
Well,
came
I
back
think
like a
WB
couple
is still
times.
there. Yeah, WB is still there, but they basically just show reruns of Charmed, Smallville, and I think Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah.
And I remember the 4Kids era, DJ.
Yeah.
Oh my god, some of the best censored anime of all time.
Bruh. Oh yeah, by the way, shout out to Jackie Chan Adventures. That was sick.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Jackie.
Oh yeah. Oh
One
yeah.
more thing.
Uncle Jackie.
Fucking-
If I remember correctly, the little girl on that show that was supposed to be his niece, I think she won a contest to have a cameo appearance in one of the episodes. The writers loved her so much that they made her a permanent cast member
That is dope.
from a contest.
Back in the
Letting
day, though,
her-
you can definitely make your own rules. You can't shoot from the hip like that today.
Oh yeah, no. Now you need to get approval from the endorsers and backers and sponsors. Make sure that they're okay with what's about to happen, and see if they can do anything with it, because they at some point will want to market it. Whatever happened to just, hey, we're just gonna cause a like make a vibe. Oh, that actually reminds me. Speaking of just like, shooting from the hip, the free Coke caps when you would open up a bottle of Coca-Cola and the cap would say like, oh, you got some free shit. No.
It doesn't ring a bell for me.
I have a chair, a backpack that I'm currently in the process of throwing away, and an umbrella from the free giveaway days. Backpack is Marlboro, the chair is Coke, and the umbrella is Pepsi.
You said the backpack is Marlboro?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
So for
didn't
anybody
know-
who
I
is
didn't-
alive in the 80s and 70s, cigarette companies weigh a lot of shit. They're really trying to win over people.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Brandon, think of it this way. There was always some sort of sweepstakes that you could win when it came to like bottles of Coke or Mountain Dew, and you would just take off the cap, and then you would see like, oh, you want a free 20-ounce bottle of Coke. I would march my happy ass back to said convenience store, show them the cap, put another Coke on the counter, and they were forced to just let me walk out with it.
Yeah.
And then sometimes when you were talking about like a backpack and a chair, from one cap of Mountain Dew, because I think Mountain Dew was the partner company, I won a Surge ice cooler. For anybody that remembers Surge Energy, not the
That's
new.
Dope. I don't have hand tracking today, otherwise I'd be flailing.
Yeah, Surge Energy was basically crank for children. Like as soon as you had that, you were off the fucking wall, and now it's just Mountain Dew amped.
I don't remember
It's
those,
okay.
but
Okay.
I remember because I remember my mom used to do this all the time. We would collect box tops from cereal boxes.
Yep.
Stuff like that.
For the schools,
For the schools.
for the children.
Yep. Each box top
They
was
didn't
like,
do
what,
fuck all. There was-
like 10 cents? Something like that?
Back in the day,
They would have
yeah.
a contest for which kid would bring in the most, and that kid would get like an extra cosmic brownie at lunch.
Yep.
Like I
We
ripped
would-
open tabs of cereal at the supermarket to win this thing.
I remember getting
I
a
mean,
bunch.
it could be worse.
I would collect a bunch in like
We
a
got-
Ziploc bag, and with the day of like the book fair, I would take them there, and I would get like, I'll turn them all in and get a book that I wanted for like cheaper than it was originally worth, or something like that, or like a pencil
The
or something.
My
Scholastic
school-
book fair. Wow.
Yeah.
We got robbed, man.
Yeah.
They would give us VIP seating for lunch. Meant you got a whole lunch table to yourself. And that was instantly a way to get yourself bullied because everybody at the school fucking hated you.
That sounds like the loneliest time ever. Like, hey, so you win the contest. Time to go be a loner.
Straight up, they're like, "Oh, you get to fucking take an extra 5 minutes on lunch, and you can sit at a nice table by yourself." I felt like I was in detention, but I was just in an open ass courtyard by myself.
Oh.
And then everybody's just sitting there like, look at him sitting over there.
The worst part
all
is when they were
lonely.
done and you took your extra 5 minutes. They can see you from the classrooms, and everybody's just staring. Shit was like you were in a horror movie.
Yeah, that's the fastest way to get your ass kicked after school.
Yep.
So weird.
Yeah, I too remember the Scholastic Book Fair where the only thing that I really wanted to get were the I Spy books. For those that remember the I Spy books,
Yep.
and Where's Waldo books, and then comic books from this company called Zitz.
Wait. What? I'm doing the finger thing in real life, like you can see it. Ugh.
Alright, I'll do it for you. Wait.
Thank you. Wait. What about
Moral
Ripley's Believe
story
It or
is
Not?
make sure your headsets are charged, kids. What?
I'm busy. But what about Ripley's Believe It or Not?
I remember watching that show, bro.
I love those books, and I'll be completely candid. Me and my parents are both pretty sure I have an undiagnosed disability. So finding something I could sit down and read as a child was essential. So I got the weird shit like that, and that's like how I got passing grades and how words work.
Oh man.
Class was not cutting it.
So those book fairs, I was the kid that got a lot of books because I enjoy
Mhm.
reading. So it would be a
Dork.
mixture of like fucking back then. Fuck, it would be like Goosebumps, be like a bunch of like. I remember reading
Yup.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid, and maybe the couple
Weak.
mangas that they would fucking have. Like I remember reading like all the volumes of Full Metal Alchemist before I even saw the anime. Bunch of other books, and even I think it was like 2 years in a row they were selling like these books full of video game cheat codes because back then those were a thing.
Yes.
Those were a thing, and they
Yep.
would sell books full of them, and I would be like, "Oh, these I play a lot of games. A lot of these games are in this book. I'm gonna take this shit home and just start using cheat codes." And oh, that was some great times on San Andreas. Let me tell you.
Oh, yeah. Some of those cheat codes you can find where
Pokemon.
they would also have those in the back of the issues of Game Informer when they still actually sent
Yep.
home physical copies of the magazine.
Oh,
And that's
I
how I
used to
found out the
get
Pokemon
those
Snap had
too.
cheat codes. And I was like, oh, okay. Yep, it's on now. It's on.
You just struck a
Gotta catch 'em
memory.
all.
I'm gonna go look for something.
Uh-oh.
Mid podcast.
He got hit with inspiration. But yeah, like especially this is before I started watching like getting too hard into anime outside of your mainstreams. And then we talked about the shit. It was just right there. Razor scooters and catching shitters from a razor scooter. Anybody remember like hitting your ankle joint with a skip it?
I don't know
You
what
probably
a
don't know what a
skip it
skip it
is. Yeah, I don't.
Mikey,
Remember,
you're not
he's
here.
gone.
Shit. Yes. Okay, so real quick, with a skip it for because I'm assuming a lot
let
of
me
you
help you with
probably
that.
don't know what a skip it is either.
There you
Okay,
go.
thank you.
Fucking Christ.
For those of you that probably don't know what a skip it is, what you would do is it was this elongated toy. It had like this little like circular hole thing that your foot's supposed to go through, and then it had like I say 2 feet of rubber with wiring inside of it, and then it had a weight at the end that had a counter on it, and it counted the rotations that it would that you would spin in a circle, and the goal was to spin in a circle and then with your opposing foot hop over it. It was a good way for like calisthenics and to get your kid to stand up and do shit. But
I hated that thing.
ultimately it turned into a speed test of how fast can you go, and then ultimately you weren't fast enough, you miscalculated your patterns, and that thing reels up and hits you square in the ankle joint.
Oh, that
And
sounds
nothing is
awful.
more paralyzing than your ankle. And that thing wasn't light. Like, I'm talking, you're swinging this thing that weighs like 4 pounds at Mach 3, and then if you mess up one time, it just destroys your ankle joint, and you are going to fall down. There is no fighting your way through that pain. It's fall down, accept what happens, and hopefully you don't dry up from you don't dry your tear ducts up.
You know what? Thinking back on this shit, I'm like, damn, toys back then fucking hurt you. I think that's a big
That's
reason.
how you learned.
That's a big reason why we learned. It was like fuck around and find out, basically.
Our toys were fuck around. Find out. Real quick, Deej, if I could bother you to check the X channel for a second. I have a thing
Game
that may blow your
Informer.
mind. And
Yep, I remember that. I'm looking at Snoop Dogg's face and Marcus Phoenix's face from Gears of War. WrestleMania
What?
21. Oh, wow.
yeah, for those of you who don't know, I
Wait,
wasn't
is that
joking
Snoop
when
Dogg
I
from?
said.
Is that
Huh?
Snoop Dogg from when he did the game True Crime Streets in New York?
This is about the same time. He was going to
Okay.
try to do a spin-off that was his personal game. Like, kind of like 50 Cent's Blood in the Sand.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, I wasn't joking. I actually had a lot of problems when I was younger, and my parents just started buying me warmers because you think he'd. I think after a year or two of having since I was 2 grades above where I was, and by the time I was in like 6th, 7th grade, I was college level. I really think I have undiagnosed like ADHD or something. But I kept 2 of my favorite ones. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I kept my 2 of my favorite ones from years ago. The one on the right in the picture is original Gear teaser, and then the one on the left is obviously Snoop Dogg's.
Mhm.
I gotta imagine that one's probably that is a
That is a piece of history
But,
right there, especially back in the day when a rapper could just say, "Hey, I want to make a game," and the next thing you know, you have True Crime Streets in New York with Snoop Dogg. Then you have 50 Cent's Blood in the Sand. Then Def Jam and Def Jam Fight for New York.
and Def Jam Vendetta and Def Jam Icon and Remix.
And Def Jam Fight for New York, I loved just kicking the shit out of Exhibit and Sean Paul. Oh, that was great.
Okay.
I'm just
Why? That's so oddly specific.
I remember struggling the most when I first started playing that game, like struggling against
Okay,
Sean
fair.
Paul and Exhibit.
Okay.
And when I
Okay,
finally
good.
was able to get one over on them.
Casual players don't understand it because they see his stats and they're like, "Oh, he's weak," but he's maxed out speed. He is the fastest character in the game, which is nuts because he's still a size class large, and his reach is ungodly. They don't get it. He's the hardest boss in the game. You will beat Snoop Dogg with a weapon easier than you will beat an unarmed half-health Sean Paul.
Oh man.
Holy shit, I'm lightheaded.
He went off. He had to let that out.
That was some pent-up rage that he's been holding on to for the past like 16 years.
Fucking serious.
Oh, that was fantastic.
Like, grew up to be a
that's
fighting game, kid. It never let
Oh
go.
yeah. Again, especially some of those games from back in the day. That was our shit.
Oh,
So
yeah.
now since we brought up video games, we'll try to keep it light because on the other retro roller coaster, that's when we started talking about retro consoles and games and shit. So we'll keep this one light before we push forward.
Huh? Hard left.
Hard left?
Yeah.
All right. So then, all right. So we brought up the ripstick. and the glorious era that was of just seeing people
Yep.
swivel to areas. Were either of you guys, probably not, were either of you guys a skate park kid?
No, no.
BMX. Because people who know me are gonna call me out. I know I can't drop into the same level. I did technically work in BMX. Go fuck yourselves. I know my lane.
ATV for me.
I was just,
ATVs.
well, dude, off-roading is fucking fun, dude.
Oh yeah, dude.
As long as you know how to.
When I lived in Arizona, me and my family would just take my uncle's ATV. We go out to the outbacks, like a fucking desert area where no one is around, and we just go off roading. It was amazing.
Oh, that. Okay, we're gonna stick a wedge into the whole skateboarding thing. I will get back to it. That reminds me when we were talking about how our playground, like our fucking toys and shit growing up, were just, hey, fucking full send. You die, you die. Anybody else remember? And I know you absolutely will. The park equipment, especially the slide that was just made out of sheet metal and had been sitting in the hot sun for 12 hours. And mom said, hey, go have fun.
Oh my god. Yeah.
How many layers of skin did we lose going down that thing?
I didn't mind that one as much as the rollers. I hated roller slides.
Oh, yeah. The fucking roller slides. Yep.
Bro, I got a belt caught in one of those and I was just sitting there hanging by my weight strap sideways. And everyone's like, point at the fat kid. And I'm like, okay, funny, Marcus. I need a hand getting down. I can't feel my legs, bud.
I kind of need your assistance before this turns bad. Nah, fuck yourself.
Thank God camera phones didn't exist yet. Otherwise, it'd be some horrible pictures. I'm just sitting there like a cat dangling from a tree, like, guys, I'm stuck, please. Funny for 20 minutes. Getting old.
There was that little spinning thing, because apparently it's either astronaut training or you just want to glutton, like you're a glutton for punishment, or you just really hate your friends, where it's just like, okay, you guys strap in. By strap in, it's hold on for dear life, and then somebody's a group of people just spins that thing as fast as it can humanly go until you get completely shit whipped and then vomit all over the sidewalk.
What about the tire swing ones where it's the big tire on like 4 chain posts and it's just whipping around at Mach? Frazier got ejected from one of those one time, and it was one of those throws that was so bad. We were counting because it was like a solid 8 seconds he was airborne before.
Oh my god.
All of us were like, oh, we're so dead. That definitely hurt. And he got up and he dusted himself off and we're like, you good? And he's like, I don't want to talk. I'll be back. And he walks like 20 feet away. Fuck! He comes back. I'm better now. And he dusts himself off.
Dude, I'm just picturing, like, you guys shit whip Frazier like half a mile, and then like he's jet propelled. You just hear Gibby before he just takes off.
No. Our Gibby was my buddy Ryan, who we were trying to spin each other off, and that's why Frazier went. Well, Ryan was the next person to go. And he didn't bounce. He just flat and drug through the wood chips like an anime character.
Yeah, by the way, whose fucking idea was it? Hey, it's a great soft landing for children. Fucking wood chips.
Bro, you go flying, you're gonna have a body full of splinters. Have fun.
Oh, yeah. I've got a scar in a place that might surprise you because of wood chips.
Like, at this point, I live here now. I'll just become Pinocchio, bro. Don't even bother lifting me up. I have more splinters in me than I do red blood cells.
So, this is gonna go way back to like fucking elementary school. Does anyone remember their playgrounds having?
So high school for us.
Yeah, basically you old as fucks. But so I remember those swing sets that were tall as shit. They might as well, the top of the swing set where the last of the chain is basically attached to might as well have been 2 stories high. And
Yeah, those were designed in the 70s before safety existed.
Yeah, and I remember as a kid watching some of these kids on the swing set going at extremely fucking high. Some of them to the point where they were doing flips around the thing, and I'm like,
Mhm.
I'm waiting for someone to just fly. And one day, someone did, and he went backwards and just behind the swing set because it was a wide area, but on the swings, I guess it would call it sidewalk, but it was really wide sidewalk because there was a tether ball poles going all around basically the playground. It was surrounded by tether poles and all that stuff.
Mhm.
He went flying backward, and I shit you not, the ass crack just went boom right into a tetherball pole. I never
Mhm.
heard such a loud ass ringing from the pole in my life. That thing split ears. I felt so bad for that kid.
Mhm.
And after that day, there was no swings there forever until they got tinier ones, about the regular size you
Dude,
see now.
our our playgrounds were essentially death traps, and you're just hoping that you weren't the one, because you knew you were the one. Would all of a sudden everybody, no matter what they were playing on the playground, whether it was swinging or playing Foursquare, everyone turns and you just hear in unison, "Oh!"
Yeah. Not to mention
Someone
that
got
fucking
fucked up when you heard that.
Not to mention that fucking playground that I'm talking about that's surrounded by basically sidewalk of tetherball's. That same sidewalk, you have people walking, because that's the only one that you have people walking up and down those sidewalks basically to either get in line to get into class or just they just got there. Like it's the morning
Yep.
recess and they're just getting there. They're going to look for their friends or maybe play some tetherball. And oh my God, I remember one day I got there. I just took a step outside. All of a sudden, I get full force to the ball, smack in my face.
Right to the
Fucking
mouth.
bloody nose, split lip in like 2 different places, and that's the quickest I've ever got out of school.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Been there.
Trust me, we had to be high octane, like to hang out with some of the things that you could do in schoolyards. You had to be high octane, have high energy. And actually, given the time, speaking of energy,
Hey, it's about that
can I do it again?
time.
It's about that time. It is time to hear from our sponsor, Dubby. We'll be right back after this. Hi, Internet. It's me, your boy, DJ. I'm so sorry for the interruption, but I really do hope you are enjoying what you're seeing. I just want to take a quick second to let you guys know about our official partnership with Dubby.gg. If you want to get your hands on some good gaming energy supplements, head on over to Dubby.gg and use our code NSE. That's the letters NSE at checkout for 10% off your total order. Thank you for listening, and thank you for supporting. Now let's take it back to the boys. And we're back. Hello. Hopefully you enjoyed that little sponsorship deal. Thank you once again, Dubby, for hanging out with us. Thank you once again for taking a chance on us. We hope we do you proud. Now back to the matter at hand. Playgrounds. That you brought up you brought up swing sets. And I know all of us have seen this before. When, especially if you had like just the two setter or the one that had the extended out of 4.
Yep.
And you and your buds had contests as to who could jump the highest or who could jump the furthest without snapping your kneecap and meniscus.
Yep.
We were their furthest kind of town.
You guys went for distance.
Given that there was a fence right in front of the swing set, we were the who can swing the highest ones.
Oh, our goal was to go over the fence, and hopefully you didn't get impaled.
We had big open space and nothing between the swings and the playground, so we were launching like 20 feet on that shit.
I feel like Speed Racer.
We only ever had like one injury, and to nobody's surprise, it was Ryan. I think he fractured his wrist. It wasn't even that bad. He was here
Ooh,
too.
okay.
Yeah, but no, we just build momentum, get a good form, send it, and then hopefully stick the landing. It was fun. That's what
It
we
was all
did.
depending. Yeah, it was all depending on what we wanted to what we wanted to do. If like we had that one guy who was the champion of distance and the one guy who was a champion of height, because this one kid, he just, I believe his name was Todd. He gave zero fucks about the fact that he's going up. He still has to, come down, and the earth is solid, and we have wood chips to land on. Not good. And so this dude, he gets as much momentum as he can to where with each like thrust, when you swing your legs forward to actually get height, the swing set itself started rocking. Yeah, that shit isn't bolted into the ground. They're just hoping that it's heavy enough to not fall over.
I remember those ones. Those were scary.
This kid feels like he finally has enough momentum. He swings his legs forward. You see him put his hands on the front of the chain, and as he gets to the apex of the swing, he just lets go and flies. It was actually really majestic. But then at some point, the flying stopped. And he had a lot of hang time and a lot of time to think about that decision and realized he Icarused, and now he's about to come all the way back down.
Oh,
Luckily, those...
Yep.
Huh?
well, I don't know.
Luckily, those lovely wood chips that I mentioned earlier were able to cushion his fall as he completely pancaked from about 30 feet in the air. Lovely hot wood chips. This dude looked like he got stung by an entire hive of bees when he stood up. He couldn't like move his body parts immediately. He stands up and he's just like, "Ugh. Ugh. I think I need to go to the nurse." Ugh. He proceeds to walk just like this all the way to the nurse's office. He gets to call his mom and go home. I see him the next day, and he was just like, "Yeah, my mom plucked all of the splinters out, and then I got to sit down and play F-Zero X for the rest of the evening." For any F-Zero fans, that was the shit back in the day.
Still got it. I can't take it to Amanda's house because then I don't get it back.
No,
No.
I wouldn't take anything of value to Amanda's house because I have a feeling you'll never see it again.
The upside is he unlocked all the characters. What?
At least he did that.
I left it with him for a weekend. I came back, every slot was full top to bottom. My God, how much did you play this? Oh, only for a day or two. Solid?
Enough.
That's all you need to know.
See,
I
my mom was
guess
strict when
so.
it came to playing video games. Like I still, outside of my Xbox and PC, which I finally got my PC today. I'm so fucking happy. My guilty pleasure was N64, and I would want to play like Super Mario World 64, Banjo Kazooie, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. But my mom would, oh yeah, and Diddy Kong Racing. But my mom would limit my brother and I to 2 hours a day to play. And when you have two siblings, one of them hates the games that I want to play, and I hate the games that he wants to play. Nothing. We're burning daylight here. My mom didn't give us 2 hours from when we start playing. It was here's your 2 hour block. Go do whatever the fuck you want. Spend 20 minutes arguing. Are we gonna play GoldenEye? Or are we gonna play Tony Hawk?
Both bangers. Both absolute bangers.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Until my brother memorized where the rocket launcher and the golden gun was in every single level, and then at that point, he would just smoke my shit.
I'll light you up with that golden gun with bare paws. Come at me.
I would either be the guy in the Hawaiian shirt or Odd Job.
I was going to say at that
Oddjob
point.
is the best character in the game.
I was going to say at that point, if you get someone smoking,
And
you
his
pick
name's
Oddjob,
Boris.
make it harder for him.
Statistically speaking, Oddjob is the hardest to kill in the game. That is just a fact.
That's facts.
I didn't know any of that. I just liked his name. And then with Boris, it was, he's got a fucking Hawaiian t-shirt on? Fuck yeah. You'd be amazed some like character selections that I make just based off of, I like how you look, or I like your name. Your name is really cool. Like that, like Zangief on Street Fighter. He was one of my mains just because his name was Zangief. And then
He
when I
has
discovered
the
Vega,
geef.
yeah. You got to get geef griefed.
Dude, turning
And
butter.
then with Vega, I
bombing
just
people.
liked his fighting stance. I liked Vega's fighting stance, and I'm like, you know what? I'll pick this guy. He has a cool mask, and I like the whole little sultry but
Vega.
intimidating.
Vega is the worst. People who play him are almost.
Every time I think of Vega, I just think of Voldo from Soul Calibur.
Why?
The same thing. Fucking claws and the sultry stunts. The same shit.
Yes.
Just one's a
okay.
freaking creature abomination.
Voldo shows up in that S&M gear, though. Like, he ain't fucking playing. Also, real
Then
quick.
he had E Honda, people that managed to keep spamming his left hand usage. That was it. Like, I'm not gonna be able to get close to you. I'll just let time run. I hate it here. What were you saying?
Real quick. I ran a D&D one-shot, and everyone shows up as a combat-based character. That was the premise. Turtle shows up as Voldo, and he takes the law that he cannot communicate with the rest of the party. So when they flood an elevator full of zombies, tell him don't go in there, he can't communicate, and he tries to hide from zombies. Safe. So for 10 floors, that's 10 rounds of combat, he was unassisted fighting a horde of zombies in an elevator.
Oh god.
Oh god.
That sounds horrendous.
He didn't make it. He didn't make it at all.
No.
No.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, don't play
He's gonna
Voldo in
watch
D&D.
this and
Don't
be
play,
like, huh?
don't play Voldo in D&D. Play him in Soul Calibur, where he's meant to be.
Mm-hmm. But he's gonna see this and he's gonna be like, "Fuck you." By the way, did there really need to be that many damn zombies?
His team did it. I didn't.
The answer is yes.
I was the DM. I did not put the zombies there. The players did, because one of the players is like, "Zombie Mancer," and I'm like, "Okay, Jonathan, please don't yell in the house."
I have neighbors. You ignorant fuck.
Pretty much.
Yeah, now that makes me think. Because again, I really don't want us to keep going on video games, because that's what we did on the last one. And again, if you don't know what we're talking about, it's about 4 months old now. Go check it out. Just type in Retro Roller Coaster. It'll be the first one that pops up.
I have 90s toys to talk about.
Right,
I was just about to go on a tirade about the Bop It, but I remember did that on the other one. What's your go?
Anybody remember BattleBots toys? Anybody?
Of course.
Of course.
Brandon, you know what I'm talking about?
Of course, yeah.
Bro. So, I still avidly enjoy popping on the internet and watching BattleBots, because it's accessible now. BattleBots 2022, and you'll find current matches, all the crazy design. But in the 90s, that shit was a spectacle, and I think it came through my town like once, and we missed it, and we showed up at a college science fair to kind of make up for it, and it wasn't quite the same. College, they had like, but the toys were next level. They actually flipped each other over, and they could break each other, because this is the 90s. Gave a fuck if you broke somebody else's property. They lost.
Mhm.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Rules, bitch. Get banished to the Shadow Realm.
Get
Oh,
fucked.
dude, I think Frazier and I were the only kids in the block who had like the real licensed ones, and they fought dirty. They would flip each other over. They'd smack them side hella hard. They'd crack cases. I don't think we ever lost.
Oh man.
Because
That's
ultimately, the end
basically
game goal, for
playing
those of you that for some
dirty.
reason,
Hey, I don't know. That was the first time in my life I was ever at the paywall of any kind of competition. First and only time I've ever been there.
Pay to
It felt
win.
nice. Pay to win.
like ultimately, for those of you that don't know what BattleBots is, the brief TLDR is two groups of people face off against each other. They have a certain amount of time to build a robot that is going to fight another one, and you can put quite literally outside of lethal like lethal ammunition in it. You can put whatever the hell you want inside this robot, as long as ultimately the end game goal, no matter what you did, it is to make the other team's robot immovable. You can destroy it, but the easiest way to do it was to put on a spatula and then flip it on its back. As long as it didn't have the ability to move. And you would see people like with radial arm saw blades extending on top of this robot, and it just starts grinding the top of it after it's already dead. It can't move. But now it's time for the spectacle. Let's fucking destroy it.
Who run Potter Town? That's what it was.
But it was
that shit
absolutely
was
fucking
priceless.
amazing watching those episodes, because it's like, okay, even though the end game goal is to just flip it upside down, nah. What we're gonna do is we now superimposed a katana out the front of it, and we're just gonna stab it a bunch of times and make sparks shoot everywhere.
I love the teams
was
that
awesome.
unironically show up with, like, that is so gratuitous and unnecessary, but they're just full volume at that shit. And
So these teams are sitting there like doing ancient like Hawaiian or Maori hakas before they pick up a controller.
oh my god, I forgot about that. Oh, what about the team that paid strippers to run around and distract the other teams?
Oh.
We got esports tactics.
You gotta understand, this is the era of nerddom where the option of getting girls was not there. Was not there. These were dorks. And this team hires strippers to go to the other team's camp and distract them while they try to fuck up their robot.
It worked. These basement-dwelling grognards with Heek of Lonely. They were ready to take an L.
Like, also, this is our plan to eliminate the enemy team's robot. Boobs.
Yo,
And it
with
worked.
With the shift in blood pressure like that, I'm amazed they didn't pass out.
Same. It's immaculate. No, that was one of my favorite shows growing up. That's actually one of the things is like some of the old school shows from back in the day. I mentioned this with WB Saturday morning cartoons, but then you just had like Nickelodeon had a smorgasbord of fucking shows, from Are You Afraid of the Dark, Guts, Legends of the Hidden Temple, Slime Time Live featuring Summer Sanders. Hi, I still know you. I still like you a lot. You were my first celebrity crush. Anyway, like, did you guys watch like Guts or Are You Afraid of the Dark?
I watched Are You
Afraid of the Dark very much?
Yeah.
Yo, the boys.
Yes.
Granted, yeah, at the age of like fucking 5 or 6, that was probably some of the scariest shit I'd ever seen. And then Goosebumps came along and ruined me. The Goosebumps show.
Oh, I remember seeing those.
I loved it. Yeah, okay.
I loved them.
Those were fucked up. Some of those episodes weren't right.
Yeah. But I think watching shows like Goosebumps and Are You Afraid of the Dark really like geared us down for when Cartoon Network was about to make Courage the Cowardly Dog, and now that I'm thinking back on it, I'm
love
like,
it.
Oh, I love it.
some of that shit was fucked.
I still don't like the Cats Hotel episode. Yo, that one was a banger though.
Kiss.
That episode was
That's
a
it.
banger.
I'm getting me mallet.
I love when Courage finally snaps and he runs all over the place with a bat trying to find the the vinyl player. And when he finally
Yep.
finds it, he's just beating the shit out of it for like 40 seconds straight, and he goes back.
But the 3D animations that they put into that were just something else. Like, holy shit! Some of those villains, if you will, were genuinely creepy.
Oh yeah.
Like,
yeah.
what was that?
Oh yeah.
That one guy. Everything was going fine until I wanted to do something naughty.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Still sounds gross.
And then that smile of his, I was just like, yikes. Really? Who drew that? Do you want a hug?
Yeah, some sick
That
minds in that studio.
scarred me. He needs to brush his damn teeth. All of them are yellow.
Oh my god.
Out of all that was my vivid memory. He didn't brush his teeth. It's called crest, asshole. Scrub them.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, that's my little rant. Okay, so hit me. Toonami's on. Toonami's on. What show are we going towards? And let me give you some options. Are you watching?
Okay, give me Fred.
Are you watching Dragon Ball Z? Are you drifting towards Etta and Eddie? Or are you gonna go watch Space Ghost Coast to Coast?
I will give two answers, one for me, one for Siege. And before you didn't know what he liked, yeah, I know there's not a question. I would be on Dragon Ball Z, as well as my cousins, because we fit a stereotype of community that is my brother being the black sheep of the family. Space Ghost, Coast to Coast, and Brack are quoted in our house bi-daily.
Why am I not surprised?
He came out of the bathroom the other day, giggling to himself. I'm like, "What's up with you?" And he's just like, Adrian, shut the fuck up. It is 8 in the morning. I don't need this in my life.
Dude, like,
fucking cat. Sorry, my face
Space
hurts.
Ghost Coast to Coast was just like, hey, so here's a talk show that's geared for kids, essentially. And I'm like, okay, this is working. And then other shows came on, like Nickelodeon, Toonami, because even though they're not like, old or retro, but I still remember I was hooked when I saw my first episode of Metalocalypse.
Bro,
Oh, bro.
I got the Adult Swim, adult kids meal toys, Carl's Jr. for like a week, and all I got was Meatwad and Frylock. And at a certain point, I started throwing them back at the building. I couldn't get a Nathan Explosion. I couldn't get a Space Ghost. I couldn't get a Brack. I was losing my goddamn mind.
Oh, dude. Fucking Metalocalypse and Aqua Teen Hunger Force, those shows were just fucking different. And then Meatwad,
is garbage.
But I loved imitating, because this is when, like, this is years ago, I was able to do a pretty solid rendition of Meatwad's voice. I'm not even going to attempt it now on my, knowing me, I'm going to give it a shot here in a second. But
do it, fanboy.
It was just so different. But we were built different back then.
It's actually not bad.
It's not
Holy
bad.
shit, I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready for that.
Ostrich, you have to follow your dreams. It's too late for me, Meatwad. I'll always be a freak show forever. Whatever.
That's good.
There you go.
That's pretty close.
Dude, hearing Meatwad and listening to a lo-fi mix and being in a dark, cold ass room. I had like the most vivid flashback to 2008, my busted up ass house with no heating, watching Adult Swim at like 1 a.m. because that was the only time I had a chance.
Yep.
It smells like tamales and cat piss.
Yeah. I
Then
remember
Metalocalypse
watching.
was my shit.
What's up, Brain?
I always wanted to try Metalocalypse. I only caught like a couple episodes, but because around the time it would come on, I would be basically passed out after like maybe one episode of Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and then Metalocalypse would come right after that, and I was dead by that point. I never could sit through it.
Yeah, all those shows. Yeah, all those shows that were like geared to towards the edgier, older audience, like the teenagers and the people in their early 20s, like Metalocalypse, Ren and Stimpy. Even though it wasn't on Adult Swim, but on G4 there was Stripperella. That was something.
Granted,
When you give Kid Rock the ability to produce anything he wants, the first thing he does is exploit Pamela Anderson. Because why not?
why not?
Wow, he said that.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Oh no, you're right.
I mean, granted, I was watching.
Long story short, with
that
Stripperella, it's about
Oh, go ahead, continue.
I was just about to give Stripperella. The long story short behind Stripperella is she's a stripper, but when crime is afoot, she goes and stops it. Her alter
I
ego
couldn't have
is a
figured that
stripper.
out.
Yeah.
Went deep in philosophical writing.
Oh yeah, it's it's Kid Rock. It's Kid Rock. How deep do you think he goes? I'm surprised he didn't have her say "bomb with the bond to bang to bang."
Anyways,
I was just gonna say that. Granted, when I was watching those shows, I was pretty fucking young. Like I wasn't even in my teens yet when I was watching Aqua Teen Hunger Force and all that shit. Only because it just started up one night, and I was watching cartoons at the time. I was still awake, and then all of a sudden, Cartoon Network shifts into this thing called Adult Swim. I have no idea what the fuck it is. And I think the first thing that came on was I think it was Robot Chicken. And that's where it all
Chicken.
That is where it all just steamrolled downhill, and that's where basically I got the upper hand on all my friends because I was watching the adult shit. I knew words now. I've seen shit at a young age. Probably shouldn't have, but it's whatever.
For the old school Robot Chicken fans, the episode with the giving tree, and when you finally piss it off. Oh, I can't say the other part of it because it's bad, but it was so fucking funny. And Seth Green did all of that himself. Like he took like all those dolls and actually managed to mocap all of them himself with a crew of people. That's fucking
stop
sick.
motion.
Oh, stop motion.
Sorry,
it was really
I'm a snob
good
about
stop
these things.
motion. It was funny stop motion.
Yeah, and it was fantastic. It was enticing. It was captivating. It made me want to keep watching it. That's why, like, even though my mom had like the parental controls of like as soon as a certain hour hit, I wasn't able to watch certain channels because I was supposed to be in bed. But when I figured out the passcode, typed it in, it's like, okay, baby, what questionable shit is gonna happen on Ren and Stimpy today? Oh, by the way, just random thought. Are you any of you guys Invader Zim fans?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. Haven't seen an episode. Can you give me a rundown?
That's a tall order.
Yeah. Shit, it's been years.
I'll try.
Shit,
Uh
I'd even say over a decade since I've seen anything of that.
oh
Because from
well.
what I gathered from Invader Zim, it was essentially Alien tries to fit in with human race.
Well, he's
Uh,
kind of like Crypto from Destroy All Humans. He's part of his
Oh,
son's one operative. Blend in, divide, conquer, sabotage everything, then on his takes everything. But Zim
okay.
was an annoying piece of crap on his own. So they gave him effective equipment, effective ship, effective robot, and said, "Hey, you're going after Earth," and it's like completely out of their conquest plan. They're like, "Yep, good luck, bud. Call us if you need anything," and they ship him. And it's his misadventures of doing his best, really sucking it for like 10 years, making an enemy, and the art style's really fucking, like, really fucking. It just goes hyper dark and funny. I think that's why all the fans takes TikTok.
Okay.
yeah,
All
What
right.
the
Because
I
hell's
I,
the
think
because
band
I
again,
name?
think the big thing I took from it, because when I was watching it, I was a lot younger than say he was. Most of the thing I got from it was the fucking robot, and that he loved
Gur.
tacos. Girl, yeah, and that he loved tacos.
That, those are the Hot Topic fans who think Gur's is. And he kind of is, but I won't say
dude,
that publicly.
I
My buddy bought
saw.
me the collector's Gur dressed as.
Oh, dresses what? You cut out right there.
Oh, a xenomorph.
Oh, I
Oh,
remember
wow.
those. I
That's
saw
combo.
those.
Yeah, I got the pin and
Yeah, I would
box
see
art.
Gur everywhere in Hot Topic,
I bet you
and
did.
like I'm talking he was on every single T-shirt, girls' pants. There was a girl at my school that had a Gur beanie on, was wearing a Gur shirt, and then her backpack was Gur.
Have you ever seen the hoodie where when you pull it up, it's his head with ears and eyes poking out?
Yep. It was so crazy because I'm like, dude, I have to push my way past all these people that want to get a picture, that want to get a piece of clothing with this thing on it. I'm just trying to get to the band T-shirts. There's a new Cradle of Filth one I want to get my hands on because I'm edgy and listen to Cradle of Filth at 16.
I ain't gonna say
Oh,
shit. I used to go to Hot Topic to buy plasma balls and oh, I forgot what the other one's called. This reactive disc.
mine was band T-shirts, trip pants, and pop rocks.
Alright, they did have
That
some
was my
banging
shit.
candy.
Yeah, shit that you couldn't even still to this day. Shit that you don't really see anywhere else, and I love it.
Do you remember
Even
the
back in the
Bones
day.
hard candies?
Yes.
Bro, those are so good. And the only place you could get them was from mall vending machines, unless you went to Hot Topic.
Yep. And we're talking back in the day when Hot Topic basically had no lights, and the
Where
writing was slash writing, and it was blood red.
Yeah, where it was a
Just, oh,
bunch
and
of
it dripped on
edgy
some of the
stuff,
signs.
band T-shirts, just basically your edgy teenager emo phase type shit. Not what it is now.
And dildos.
Still in it. That was Spencer's.
Our Hot Topic had a bootleg section in the back.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. It was like a
topic.
clear
That's a hot
divide.
topic right there.
Maybe it was just our area because our big like super mall in the next town over, it had a video store that was also supposed to be family friendly, and then in full display in the center of the back wall, you could see it from everywhere in the store, was a full 18 and up section, and underneath it was a full 18 and up animated section, and then they had flyers of people pointing to it, so it drew like massive attention. I think our managers sketchy shit.
Oh god, dude. And that was back in the day when like it wasn't just the movie, it was a thing that we actually did, but just mall ratting. I still
Oh
remember when I was
yeah.
living in
Yeah,
Arizona.
yeah.
I would go to Paradise Valley Mall. I don't know if it's still there. But I would go to Paradise Valley Mall. My friends and I, we're a bunch of skateboard rats, and we would just kick up our decks, and then we'd just go inside the mall, find a spot in the food court, and then just sit down, hang out, people watch, walk
Hey.
around the mall, make fun of people.
I'll find out for you. My relatives just came from Phoenix, so I'll let you know.
Because that was my spot right there. Still remember in Paradise Valley Mall, there was like in the food court, there was just for some fucking reason, there was just this big ass carousel right there. And my friends and I, even though we're a bunch of like goth and punk kids with skateboards, we're all just like, fuck it, let's go ride it real quick. I'm sitting there in one of the actual bucket seats. My friends are sitting there on the ponies, just like, yeehaw, get up, Seabiscuit.
You know, now you're saying all this,
Fun
and I'm
was
just
just so simple.
remembering the carousel, and I'm like, okay, I definitely have been there. I just didn't know the name of it.
Yep.
Now that I'm thinking about all this
the-
stuff, I'm like, what if me and you were in the same mall at some point? Because I used to go there all the time too.
Bro. Yeah, that was Paradise Valley Mall was my shit.
Yeah.
And this is what granted, I look vastly different. This is when I still had the ability to fit into skinny jeans, and then I developed thighs, and now I can't. Oh, yeah, at one point
so
before
funny. Oh, what's up?
Huh?
What's up,
What were
dude?
you gonna say?
I had a quick story.
All right, just to finish it up. Yeah, for well, I know you kind of can't tell given my current stature, but I am a big motherfucker outside of this thing. And
Yeah,
back
he
in the
is.
day, I was a twig. I was a stick. And so that's the clothes that I wore. If it wasn't some sort of trip wear, it was skinny jeans from PacSun. Then somebody tried to get me to wear girl jeans from Forever 21. No. Sorry, no. We'll stick with Pacific Sunwear. All right. Your story?
So, I was definitely a little bit of a mall rat, and I always wanted to be there, and always. And I have a lot of nostalgia of our local mall, and I brought it up to one of our friends the other day. One of my friends, and he's the same age, we grew up together. And Bunny Girl chimed in and said, "Oh, hey, I went to that restaurant when I was younger too." And this guy got super angry and super defensive because there's a big age gap between us. And he gets in Bunny Girl's face and says, "You didn't go to that restaurant because when it was open, you were still a baby. Were you a baby eating a full-ass man-sized burger? Were you a baby eating seasoned fries with ranch dip on that was house-made? I didn't think so, Bunny Girl. Go sit in the corner and shut up." Fire, just like, oh my god, we're in public.
Oh, damn.
This is a restaurant. Fucking hell, everyone thinks we're crazy.
That went from 0 to fucking exceedingly fast.
He was right, but he didn't need to say it like that. That was like our town spot. The restaurant went under one day. Nobody ever knew why. Staff ever talked about it. It was like the spot in the mall that everybody went, and they never resold it. They never turned it into anything else. To this day, that spot is just vacant, and it's so depressing. Got this full outdoor patio, all the old neons rotting away, but the mall's still open. Everything else is there. Just that spot left, and the violent reaction that makes it, man, that shit had me all fucked up.
Because again, it was just a place to get out of the house and go. It's the same thing like with skate parks, where there was plenty of people, mainly girls though, because they were trying to find edgy boyfriends. But there was always just those places where you can just sit down and hang out for a little while. And whether you guys are talking about anything or talking about nothing, there was many nights where I'm not advocating sneaking out of your house. Please listen to your parents; they know more than you. Promise. But I snuck out of my house one time. My friends and I, we just went to this empty fucking field, and we would just lay down and look up. No words needed to be said. We were just having a vibe.
Mm-hmm.
And that's you don't see that anymore. Like that's gone. If I were to like take a group of people, like my IRL friends, to just a random spot to hang out, well, two of them they're gonna think Yep, DJ's gonna kill us. This is where we die. This is the end. And then one of them would just be like, "Oh, what are we doing out here?" Well, we're just gonna have a vibe, look up at the stars, and hang out for a little bit. Why? Why not? There's no rhyme or reason. It's just we're here to hang out, and we don't always need to do something to hang out. You can't do that type of shit anymore in today's landscape, and it sucks. I want us to go back to that simpler times of just hanging out with people. You don't need to do something. You're just there with people. Make sense?
I know what you mean.
Yeah, I 100% get that. And I
Yeah.
have a hard time explaining that to friends
Yeah.
who I don't want to say who grew up overstimulated, but they always felt the need to have some kind of excitement. Like doing this shit, I enjoy. Yeah, we're recording, but I enjoy just shooting the shit with you. I enjoy just shooting the shit. It's a very peaceful thing, therapeutic.
Like y'all don't understand how many times
I bit my mic.
Sorry. You bit your mic.
Don't eat it.
What it tastes like.
Oh fuck! Now I'm overstimulated. Oh fuck! You were saying?
But real talk, like he hit the nail on the head of like now in today's day and age, you want to hang out with somebody, there has to be something going on. We don't just want to hang out anymore. Like us, you guys don't understand. There's been several times when whether we're just in VR chat or even before VR was a thing for us, or at least all of us, there's nights where we would just sit in a party on Xbox. Nobody's playing anything. We're just having a vibe, talking, hanging out, cracking jokes with the fellas. That doesn't exist anymore. I know I'm getting a little real and a little personal here, but it's one of those things that back in the day we is Bop It ever going to be original and come back? No, it's not. That's fine. I can live without that. But I think if one of the things, if I could bring back anything, is I would just want to bring back that type of vibe from like the 80s and 90s. Even though I'm a 90s kid, and I was born in 1990, and just the vibe of when you're hanging out, you don't always need to be doing something. The doing something is like what we're doing right now, hanging out. Like whether this camera's here or not, even though yes, we are recording, this is the shit that we do all the time.
Oh yeah, very much.
And I wish we could bring that back. Of just a natural vibe of hanging out. It doesn't always need to have something going on. You know what I'm saying?
The world's changed so much, though. We live in a day and age where anxiety and mental health are like some of the biggest health crises currently exist, and we didn't have that back then. And chilling, living a much simpler life. We didn't have crazy ass social issues like with social media and things like that. We had schoolyard issues, and you usually settled that shit on the schoolyard. And then sometimes it's how you made your best friends. Actually,
back in the
yeah, Mike watches us. Good to see you, bud. Sorry, I threw you into a fence.
back in the day,
you started it.
To worry about was back in the day, the most that you ever had to worry about was if you had T-Mobile, who would you put in your top 5? Or if you were in Singular, what polytone did you want to have for your ringtone? That was going to set the way for the week. Especially around that time, that everybody was just obsessed with Avril Lavigne. I'm talking the black shirt that had the AV breast pocket, the red plaid skirt, knee highs at Adidas, that Avril look. And I was like, I was a preteen. I was already losing my shit because that's when I realized I think punk chicks are hot.
Fair. Good man.
Yeah.
We need to bring that look back. Please. I'm begging you. I'm down on my knees here. Not in real life, but, you know, at least I said it, right? All right. I think we've been running for about, an hour and a half, or at least close to?
About, yeah. Actually, we
right.
are exactly an hour and a half.
All right.
Wow.
Well, the closing notes are going to take a little bit because I just thought of this. before we do closing notes, I have technically a two-part question for you boys. One show and one toy. What would you want to see make a resurgence? Whether it's the exact same or like altered to be more modern. What show and what toy comes to mind would you want to see again here? Even if it's just one time. We'll start with you, Mikey.
Okay. We'll start with the. Do you say and or?
And because we
Okay, so
talked
we'll start
about
with the
toys that
toy.
we grew up playing, and we talked about shows.
We'll start with the toy.
Mm.
So I know Mega Man's still around. I know the culture is a lot smaller than it used, but I wish Fraser was back in the day. Same way Pokemon had their Pokedex and had the Digivice, Mega Man had PET cartridges, which you could actually plug chips in and you could battle against NPCs, you could battle against other players. It was super wonky. It never really worked well. It did look cool as shit and did feel cool as like 9-year-old having reacted customized. If that could come back in a modern format, almost to the same level of Pokemon Go, Mega Man would retake the world by storm. And I would be so down to see that
100%.
happen. And with the way augmented reality coming along, VR is coming along as well, Mega Man's just itching to come back. And if we got a toy like that, it would happen. Nothing would stop it. I'd be fucking. And the show I want to see is coming, but not completely. For any old heads who like Adult Swim or mature programming, the Venture Brothers 10th season was never going to get done. It will never be finished. However, Doc Hammer's not leaving us hanging. He is in production, and as of May 12th, 2021, the final installment of the series has been started, and it will release as. It will probably go straight to Blu-ray or download whatever. But it's gonna happen, and I'm so excited. Venture Brothers
Hell
reshape
yeah.
my comedy, and it's just a feel-good laugh kind of. I'm so happy it's gonna come back, even if only for an hour instead of a full 10, 12 episode run.
That's fucking dope, though.
Dude, I'm so
And
excited.
then you're
I love
absolutely
the
right with
Venture
Mega
Brothers.
Man. And then you're
What's
absolutely
up
right
with
with
Mega Man?
No, if Mega Man like came back, modernized, and made a resurgence, Mega Man would take the fuck over.
I
Now,
love the games. Oh, I can't even get into it. Yeah, get away from me. I'm gonna be here all day.
He's like, I'll take another 45 minutes just talking about the games.
We'll get
And
Fraser on
no.
for when we like really get into Mega Man.
Oh hell! I can't even imagine how that would go. All right, now Brandon, retro toy. Maybe we'll extend it. Maybe even a retro board board game, like a tabletop game. Something that you wouldn't mind like just sitting down and playing again. Maybe modernize it.
Fuck.
Like a hip hop edition of Guess Who.
Well,
That was so oddly specific.
okay.
Has your guy been to jail? Did he get shot 9 times? It's pity.
Okay, so when it comes to show, fuck. What are they trying to think here? Because I'm drawing a blank.
He does fuck.
Maybe
I can't really think of anything.
Let's try it like this. If you could watch it for the very first time again, is there a show that you wouldn't that hit you and you thought this show was it? And this is the episode that I'm going to remember for the rest of my life. Is there maybe a show that if you could watch it for the very first time again, like relive that experience, is there anything that sticks out to you there?
Not really. I don't know.
Like if you could rewatch the first episode of FMA or Naruto when you first realized, oh yeah, Leaf Village is where it's at.
I'm gonna just throw this out there. like a more modernized or better looking Archer.
Archer, the spy Archer, Archer, the comic version or the cartoon version of Mando Archer.
I'm trying to think here. Yeah, I think. I don't know.
Sterling Archer, codename Duchess.
Sure.
Because that show is still on.
Yeah, they just released a new season.
Oh, I haven't been paying attention, bro. I'm just saying. Like I said, I can't think of shit. I don't know.
Okay.
Archer.
Then we'll move on to like you could have either a tabletop type game or an actual specific like toy if you would see it come back into rotation. Like if they were to re-release it and you'd be like, I want that shit again. Even just for nostalgia purposes. Not even to use it.
I think you're overestimating me. I can't think of it.
Very first Game Boy SP.
Sure,
Nintendo DS Lite.
Sure, why not? Game Boy Advance.
That long boy.
The wide boy. This is my Game Boy. It's got a wide body kit. Sorry, car guy.
Dude, I still were rocking the Game Boy Colors, and then you had to buy that attachment light just so you could see the fucking screen.
Then the magnifying glass light combo.
Just so I could fucking play Pokemon Red. What a time to be alive, bro. Alright. Toy wise, if I could see like an actual thing that I grew up playing. I think it's actually a break tie of I would just want to see Tinker Toys and Lincoln Logs just come back to see if maybe somebody might be able to do something with them. I'd love to. I'd probably tinker around. Tinker Toys. I'd tinker. Yes. I wouldn't mind getting my hands on some Tinker Toys again and just see what my mind could create or come up with that I could potentially create. Because I'm horrible at building. Don't ever play Minecraft with me.
That should be one of our IRL live streams. Just DJ with the biggest box of Tinker Toys I could find on eBay.
It's just when you mention the whole people building shit and they have like spare pieces. I'm building shit and they're spare pieces, but the spare pieces that I didn't use absolutely should have been used. And I'm sitting there like, just don't look directly at it. Don't look directly at it and we'll be fine. Admire it from outside down the street. If you look at it too long, it's going to fall over.
Okay.
Yeah, I was that guy.
I've got an 88-piece lot for $12. I'll put down for.
Oh shit!
Oh fuck that! No, we got a 250-piece lot for $25.
Oh,
wait, this is the set I had. Yeah.
Holy shit!
Yep.
So I forgot he was on desktop. I actually, for a period of time, thought that he was just sitting there stoic like this.
The man's not even moving his hands.
Because I'm looking for Tinker Toys. I'm multitasking. Okay, first of all,
shows?
Sorry, someone stressed me out. They
mislabeled it, bastards.
Yeah.
And then for shows, I wouldn't say I'd want this show to come back as like a long-running series because it technically was based off of another show, but it was just supposed to be a kid-friendlier version of it. But I would love to see like a one-time episode reunion of the cast of all that.
Yeah.
Like I think it'd be pretty sick because all that was a huge part of my childhood. Well, that and the show Reboot, but nobody remembers Reboot.
Actually, now
But
that you mention it, if I could see Drake and Josh again from if I went back to the past or something and watched it for the first time, I would do that.
Fair.
understandable. Drake and Josh is a good one. Granted, if they were to ever have a reunion, that's not gonna happen. Drake's in jail.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta love it. Celebrities, right?
I heard he was getting into shit. Josh is doing alright.
Yeah, Josh is doing
Oh, yeah,
fine.
he's doing all right. He's got his YouTube career.
Well, he was on
And
Bert
accolades,
Kreischer's
quality.
podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, those two together are fucking hilarious.
But I think I would enjoy just a one-time reunion episode of all that, just some of the old school cast, because that's where Gabe. Whoops.
Whoa,
Oh,
you're throwing it back.
My butt might have showed a little bit. Sorry about that. But that's where Gabriel Iglesias got his start, was on all that. That's where Nick Cannon came from. Danny Timberelli, L'Oreal Dimberg, Amanda Bynes. And it was just a kid version of SNL. It was just sketch comedy. Oh yeah, and that's where not Keegan Michael Key, Kenan Thompson and Kel Mitchell, when that's how they started Good Burger, and then they got their own, not a Good Burger, and then the Keenan and Kel show. Especially when they worked in that convenience store and Kel being obsessed with orange soda. Yeah, I think I would like to have like a reunion episode of that, just to see if I could relive. See if I could relive some of that shit. See what skits they can come up with now, because their personalities are completely different, and they're all in their 50s at this point. I think, except for Nick Cannon. But anyways, goddamn, talking about all this shit just makes me realize just how much I'm.
Whoa.
hello, there's ass again. Audience, don't look.
But that time, that was actually not me.
DJ, my birthday was 2 days ago.
I know. I'm sorry. I want to just use this avatar because I think she's adorable, and now here I am. I'm trying to be all soppy, and then I just fucking flash you guys. God damn it, I'm in shambles. Shit. Okay. But yeah, talking about this shit has just made me realize how old I actually fucking am. Because if you were to try to explain some of the shit that we went through back in the day, nobody would know. Like, again, it still hurts me that there was a certain VTuber, I'll leave your name out of it this time, but she didn't know what a PlayStation was. She didn't know what a PS1 was.
Mm-hmm.
Pain. Just pain.
We're turning on right now.
It's like,
remember many nights playing Turok on PlayStation.
There's a PlayStation 3,
oh my god.
a 4, and a 5. There was definitely a 1 and a 2.
There were predecessors.
There were predecessors. The PS4 didn't come out of fucking nowhere.
We made this console, and we're just gonna call it the PlayStation 4. Were there 3 more before it? No, we just like the number 4.
But hey,
and then I hit you with it when I said Turok, huh? You remember?
Turok.
You remember Turok?
I remember which one. I have Legendary Hunter, Turok 1, Evil, Turok HD revamp for the which, as shortfalling as much of a shortfall as it was, I still kind of I very much dig Turok. It was cool to see a Native American main character lead that was like a positive light. That didn't happen a lot back in the
Mm-hmm. And then they ruined it at one point with what was it, the 360 version, when all of a sudden
I liked
you
the
have to
360.
You did? I didn't care.
I will say this: it was not the best revitalization the franchise could have got. I will 100% admit that it was clunky, but it was a good-looking next-gen port that worked. Considering how cult the Turok following is, that's pretty good, all things considered.
True. All right. But yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed this, all because it's nice to just go down memory lane. right? Like it's nice to just also sit around and talk about some of the shit that we did have back in the day, from catching shinners from stray razor scooters to sheet metal slides that have been sitting in the sun for 12 hours. And mom said, be in before the streetlights come on. And then that's when you and your friends just go do whatever the hell you can before the streetlights come on. There was times when for Christmas, I got a dollar store pail, or just not even Christmas, just birthday gifts. I got a dollar store pail and a shovel, and I just went out in the front yard and I dug holes. I was content. Life was simple then. I wish we can go back to that. It's not gonna happen, but I wish we could go back to that. But boys,
speak for yourself. I just got a house. I gotta dig a fucking hole if I want.
I can just picture it. It's just like, Adrian, where'd we put the spade? What do you need it for? I'm gonna go dig. For what? Yes.
Stress. I don't know. Let a man dig.
Stress. China treasure.
Fucking can opener I lost a week ago.
Watch with our luck. He's gonna dig a hole. He's gonna get like 6 feet deep, and then he's just gonna be like, "Oh shit." So I just found doubloons. Let's unpack this together. But yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we're coming to the end of this episode of the NoSkill Podcast. Thank you very much for hanging out with us. Closing notes, Mikey?
And you got me feeling a real way tonight. I'm having a lot of flashbacks. There's been some serious dopamine just for chilling and talking. When the day comes and our town mall closes, is at the end of it. There will be a video coming for me, and maybe it'll be on the channel, maybe it won't. But I'm definitely breaking in, having the Swisher Suite, walking around, taking pictures, saying goodbye to an old friend.
That's all I wanted to do that with the skating rink that closed up. Bastards. All right. Brandon, final thoughts to say to the folks?
I might not be as experienced as these two are, and a lot of the things that we discussed today may have been before my time, but I had a lot of fun reminiscing the things that I did remember, especially when it came to like the old shows I used to watch back in the day. Really brought back some flashbacks. So just Sunday night mornings with a bowl of cereal, I was watching all those shows.
Speed Racer.
Go Speed, go. Dude, don't bring up Speed Racing.
It's like I'll punch you.
That's how I got into cars. It all started there.
I fucking do it,
bro. Everybody wanted to drive them. I've always wanted to get behind the wheel of a Mach 5.
I remember saying this to myself a while ago when I found out how into cars you were. I remember making a joke, and I was just like, somebody watched a little too much Speed Racer back in the day.
Yeah, no, yes. Genuinely. I even like the Wachowski one. 2010. Super hyper stylized and kind of gross to look at sometimes. The colors are all over. I love that shit. Oh, and Trix is so hot now. Holy fuck. I didn't mean to say that out loud.
Holy shit. Oh, that was great.
John Goodman threw ninjas out of a window. What about that movie? Is it good?
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done. Okay. Got fucking tears in my eyes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, closing notes from me. Whether you're a young head in this, that's one of words. Whether you're a young head that's a fan of us, or you're an old head that's been around the block a few times, especially to the young heads, you're gonna get old at some point. So, I highly recommend you start making those memories now with the things that you do have. Maybe you want to maybe even try some of the things that we did back in the day. You haven't learned until you can just kill some time with a jump rope and try to do tricks with them. So hold on to what you can now, because not to sound like a downer, but at some point it's going to go away, and it's going to be up to you to remember it. As long as you remember it, it's never truly gone. It lives on in here. And on that note, before I start making myself cry because I miss some of my old school toys, I'm going to let you guys know right now that down below, there are some buttons in the comment section, and I highly encourage that you do whatever you would like with them. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody, and we will see you in the next one. Bye now.